Welcome to another day of Vlogmas. I am having like the best hair day, and that's because I had a hair appointment this morning. So she did low lights and then she like cleaned up the ends, and it was a little bit of me time this morning, and I am so thankful for it. I always like to have my hair done for the holidays. Not that we do a lot, but as I say to my mom, you look good, you feel good. Every time my mom gets her hair done, like her eyes light up and she just like, it changes her. So I'm a firm believer in doing a little bit of something for yourself. So that is what I did today, and I'm very happy with it. So we pretty much have like just kind of like highlights and lowlights, just kind of balance it out. I'm not ready to go au natural yet, but whenever I go to do like, you know, like there's dyes and everything that you can do now to go to your natural color so it doesn't look so like, you know, crazy when you're trying to grow it out, and I'll do all that. But anyways, it was nice to be able to do that. And today is also really exciting too because it's Steve's last day of work, and then he starts holidays. So he did almost 30 years in the military, so with his job now, like he didn't lose any of like his holidays and all of that. So we're very thankful that he always gets some time off at Christmas, and it's exciting and he gets to enjoy it too. And he always plays Xbox over the holidays. I don't know what he plays, something, and he always like gets the subscription or something for that. So that's what he gets to do, is enjoy playing Xbox. So he was like, what's going on this day, that day? And I showed him the chart from last night and he goes, okay. So I said like, you can play here and there, because we were laughing, and I said Xbox on the 26th and the 27th, and he said, I said no, I said you can play it now. I said I was just teasing you. So I'm like, here, you have a couple of hours, like enjoy. But anyways, there's definitely a spring in our step, and our daughter will be home soon with her kitty cat, so I'm gonna have to say goodbye to my beautiful poinsettia. And then Andrew's been having fun activities all week, so we're definitely getting close to the holidays. But I do have a to-do list today that I don't really want to do, so I just want to get those things done and then hopefully enjoy a little bit of watching TV and just doing a little bit of this and a little bit of that, because that is what the goal is now, because we are getting closer and closer to Christmas. And I was doing comments and everything, and honestly, one of the best gifts I think at Christmas is time. Spending time with loved ones, catching up with an old friend. It's so much more meaningful than just, you know, buying a gift and just dropping it off or not really connecting. There's so many things that don't cost a lot of money, but they do cost your time, and time is very valuable. But I still believe that time is one of the best gifts that you can give people. So, you know, if the budgets are tight, just remember that time is one of the best gifts that you can give anybody. Just keeping it pretty simple. So morning routine, hair appointment. I was just working on day 19. You would have watched it already. I have to start day 20, then I'm gonna have lunch. I think I might have lunch sooner rather than later, and then I do have to wrap a gift and some stocking stuffers, and we'll go from there. But my one parcel came yesterday. That took forever to come, and then there's one other thing, and I'm gonna share it with you before we get on with the rest of Vlogmas. Every year for Christmas, I always bought my dad this Planters like 3-pack set. Every Christmas, it was just tradition. And I remember the first Christmas after he passed away, I was in at Walmart and I saw them, and I almost broke down in tears, and I'm like, oh my goodness, like it's not Christmas without getting my dad his peanuts. And I said, well, I'm buying them. And then I would wrap them up and put them under the tree, and I'd make like a memorial card to remember my dad at Christmas time, and it would be the last gift my mom opened up. But the past few years, it's just not something that we do anymore. So I bought them. I was gonna wrap them up and give them to Steve, and I just did this. So I put a little bow, and since this is his last day at work, I wanted to like, you know, surprise him. So I put remember, because that's what we would always do. Like my mom would always keep the nuts out, and then we'd go over and we'd always like grab a handful, and you know, we'd think of my dad and all that. So I put remember, and then I put shake, because Steve always like shakes like nuts or anything in his hand before he eats them. So I put remember, shake, and enjoy. I don't know, I just thought that was nice. We all enjoy them, but I just thought it was a nice way to remember my dad. So yeah, that was something I did. And then not long after, my brother passed away, and every year for Christmas I bought my brother those cherry cordials or whatever, those Queen, I don't even know what they're called. They're not very expensive, but when I was a kid, I would always like, my mom would take me and I'd pick him out a sweatshirt from Mark's Work Warehouse, and then I'd give him a pack of those cherries. They're like $2 a box, they're not very expensive. And then I started working and I had my own money. So I'm like, I bought him like the pot of gold ones because they were more expensive. And he opened them up and he goes, "What are these?" He goes, "These aren't my cherries." And I said, "Well, I thought you'd like them." And he said, "No." And then I remember there was one Christmas, because every Christmas he would come home. It was always, we'd always play like rummy and cards, and like we go out and do fun stuff. He was 15 years older than me, so like we didn't grow up together, and we go camping every summer until I like became a teenager and all that. But we had a very close relationship, and he'd come home for Christmas and he'd shake all the boxes and he'd guess everything. So one year I got him a gift certificate, and I grabbed like the biggest box that there was, and I put it in there with like tissue paper and newspaper. And he came home and he picked this box up, and he's like, there's no noise, and he'd be shaking it. He'd go, "What is this? What is this?" And you just catch him, like he'd be shaking it, he'd be trying to figure out what it was. And then finally it was time to open it up, and he opened it up and there was like the gift certificate, and he had the stupidest laugh, and I still like, you know, like laughed like goofy. And it's just like those memories all of these years later, like I'm so thankful to have those silly little memories and those silly little traditions. So, you know, sometimes there's things that you do every Christmas and you don't even realize how much they mean to you until, you know, the worst of the worst happens. But anyways, I need to do a little bit of wrapping right now because Steve said he could be done early, and I finally got the last little package for him, and I want to get that wrapped up. Okay, these finally came in. So anyways, I went thrifting one day and I got like this most beautiful like red plaid like Eddie Bauer shirt, and Steve loved it. And we looked it over and we thought it was beautiful. I washed it, he went to iron it, and the sleeve underneath was completely ripped, and we were both so disappointed. So I was looking at Eddie Bauer like to see if I could replace it as a Christmas gift, and I couldn't. So anyways, the one morning he's like, oh, like he was getting something to wear for work, and he said, oh, I'd love like a black like checked like flannel shirt. And I'm like, what, like red and black? And he goes, yeah, that'd be, you know, so nice or whatever. So anyways, Eddie Bauer had a sale, and I got both of these shirts with free shipping for less than what one was regular. So I got him this one, the one he wanted, and then I decided to get this one too, just because I thought it was really nice. So anyways, I just leave them in the packaging. I just cut the price off. So I will wrap them up, and then he is good to go. And then I just have to do the stocking stuffers for the kids. Just working away on my list, and it's time for my afternoon pick-me-up. I cannot believe that we are already on day 21, so I'm pretty sure it's going to be vanilla. Yeah, French vanilla. I bought a case of this. I do know that they have this flavor at Walmart, and I like it. Like, I'm not a big flavored coffee person, but I do find like this brand is really good. I've really been enjoying the smaller Starbucks mug. I know like last year, the year before, I didn't really care for it, and then this year I really do like it. So day 21, day 22 looks like candy cane, and then we have day 23 and day 24. The only thing about this calendar is like there's nothing like big at the end. Like with the Nespresso, you get like a cup, and the other ones like you get something special. So that's kind of the only downside, and I need to go back and give the reviews on this calendar. I don't know if I'd get it again, but I'm liking it this year. So anyways, it's time for dinner. This is a cookbook my mom got many years ago in like a Christmas exchange at work, and she only made like 2 or 3 recipes out of it, and I always borrowed it. And she made this chicken curry every once in a while. It's so simple. Chicken parts, I'm just using chicken breast, ketchup, water, packed brown sugar, envelope of dry onion soup mix. So I had a couple of chicken breasts. I just cut them up, and then I'm going to mix everything together. I have my oven preheating, and then you just pour the sauce over it, put it in the oven, and then let it bake.
Watch out for reindeers are falling down. We stay up waiting for Santa tonight. He climbs down the chimney at the speed of light, while we're dancing around the Christmas tree, hugging and kissing just you and me. Carolers are singing outside.
Keeping it really simple, just meat, potato, and a vegetable. So I'm using this buttery steakhouse seasoning from Costco. I actually really like it. So I'm going to get these in the air fryer, and then I'm just going to cut up some carrots. I'm just going to boil them and keep it really simple, but it's one of those meals that I really enjoy too. And I think that was one of the reasons why my mom probably made like meat, potatoes, and a vegetable every night, was because you didn't really have to think about it. And there's some nights I like just a dinner like this, but I do like to have a variety in our meals. But tonight there's nothing more comforting than a good old meat, potatoes, and a vegetable dinner.
Lovely songs we all heard before, as they walk from house to house to wish us all a Merry Christmas Day. Oh, a Merry.
And I thought I would keep it real. These enamel covered cast iron pans, I really like them, but they're in my oven all the time. And then these other pans I use all the time. So every time I go to use my oven, I have to take everything out. So I was just cleaning everything up. So Steve brought home all of his coffee cups. So I just washed them by hand. I love the Charlie Brown one, but it's bigger because we just like 8 ounces of coffee. So we have these like great big Yetis, but they're just so big for coffee because we just like an 8 ounce. So Steve got these smaller ones. He got one for Sarah, for myself, and himself. These are really nice. And then he also wanted like a coffee cup one. And I think this is either an 8 or a 10 ounce. I think it's an 8. But this is what he likes at work because it keeps his coffee hot. And, you know, because sometimes you don't always get to drink it. And then he has another one. And I just hand wash that. So I'm going to get everything washed and he can put it back in his bag to take it to work. But these would make really great Christmas gifts. I know we're getting to the last minute, but these ones are really great because not everybody drinks like a great big cup of coffee. And there's a little bit of pasta left. So Andrew's going to have that. And then he'll have some potatoes too, just to make sure he has like a good portion size. So there they are in the air fryer. I got a few more minutes left, so I'm just going to go ahead and check on my to-do list just to kind of see where I am. There's a few things that I want to get done, and I've been working really hard. So I started that, the stocking stuffers. I just kind of want to see if I have everything. I do want to make the sprinkle cookies because if I just put it off, it won't get done. You know, I'll do that a little bit later when Andrew is doing something. I want to get that Walmart order taken care of. We have some Christmas cards and all that to do. Andrew has some wrapping to do. And then Andrew's having a Grinch party, so he's going to bring some of his fun little things to share with all of his friends. And then it's garbage night, and then I just want to like tidy up the garage, get the recycling, everything organized, and I have some more puzzles out there. But I'm doing pretty good, just trying to stay on track. So it ain't fancy. There's the potatoes. I put a little bit of sour cream and just some like dried chives on it with the carrots. And the chicken, I just spoon a little bit more of the sauce. This is really nice with rice too. So it was a nice, easy dinner. We have some leftovers, and now I am going to make the sprinkle cookies.
We're chasing snowflakes as they're falling down, and follow Rudolph all across the town. Later we meet under the mistletoe, while Santa's busy saying ho, ho, ho. We're feeling jolly, eating Christmas cake, and then we go skating on the frozen lake, saying hi to every friendly face, and later we warm up by the fireplace. Carolers are singing outside our door, lovely songs we all heard before, as they walk from house to house to wish us all a Merry Christmas Day. Merry Christmas Day.
I made this recipe last year for the first time, and it was really, really simple, but I do find like my butter isn't creaming as good with the sugar, so I keep it out, but I don't know if it should be a little bit softer. But I do know that once I like push it together, it kind of sticks. Now these are sprinkle cookies, but I know that the recipe says to put them in balls and then roll them in the sprinkles. I don't have time for that. I just find it's too time consuming, and I just like put the sprinkles in. So I put the half a cup and then just a little bit more, and then I'm just going to try using the mixer again, and then I did it again with a wooden spoon and they started to clump together. But I'm just going to go ahead and use my cookie scoop, and as I did it, like they took shape, and then I'll bake them for the 10 minutes and see how they turn out. These turned out fine. They are really simple. They're more of just a sugar cookie, but I like the sprinkles because of the Christmas colors. So these ones I did like roll into balls and then kind of push them down, but I just did a single batch, and next time I make them I'll do a double batch. But they're just really, really easy, and that's what I like. I like very easy cookies, and then I'll link it down below. It has all of the instructions. So I'm not sure, what I did wrong or whatever. I remember last year they were really good. So Eddie says we're out of cookies, but now we can fill up the tray again. Okay, so here's the stockings. This is our daughter's, and then this is our son's. I don't know how long we've had them. Steve and I have our own stockings that we had before we had kids. We're not doing stockings this year. Last year, that's all we did was stockings, but we're not really doing a lot of gifts this year. But anyways, I filled up our daughter's. I didn't wrap them yet, and then Steve and I just went over Andrew's. He loves Reese, so I got the nutcrackers. He also has 2 Reese trees. That's what he gets every year, and it's the first thing he does, so I have them downstairs. I have to get them. Just the Grinch Kiss, the mini Light Bright, a fidget toy, and then I found a couple of movies. He used to have this on VHS, and it was one of his favorites, and then a Very Merry Treehouse, so I think he'll like them. So Steve and I just looked over it, so he has a couple of ideas, so I think he can order it from Amazon. And I also threw another couple of things in our Walmart pickup order, so that will be taken care of too. So I think I'm pretty happy with it. Andrew, like, he doesn't care about like toothbrushes and all that, and we have like these Oral-B toothbrushes that we use, and Steve just got new like what do you call them, caps? Tips, brushes, whatever. So anyways, he got that all taken care of. So yeah, I think we're good to go. I still have 2 little things to wrap for Andrew, and everything for our daughter is done. So I think, yeah, we're good. We're good. That's my goal, is to not be wrapping on Christmas Eve, and everything will probably be done. I'll wrap this tomorrow, and then I have a couple more things coming Friday. So we're going to look on Amazon tonight, order a couple of things, and finish it all off. We packed up a bag of Grinch goodies, so Andrew is very excited. He loves Christmas and all of the fun and everything that goes along with it. So we have a bunch of goodies he can share with his friends. And then I got the cookies packaged up, so these ones are going to go in the freezer. And then we taste tested some, and I can take his little sign away without touching him. Now we have some cookies, so I hope that you are happy, Eddie. And I did find the Pioneer Woman magazine. It was down in my office. So I have the picture of the 2 casseroles. She does this a lot, like cowboys or cowgirls, and I made both of them, and we love the both of them. I just find like the savory one and then the sweet one, and they heat up great in the air fryer, and then I just do some fruit to go along with it, and that's kind of our new, Christmas morning tradition. And I'm liking my little book, and I'm gonna put these in the freezer and hopefully keep that elf out of some mischief. So I did a little bit of coloring too. I don't know, I just felt like it. And I just kind of played around a little bit. Like, I drew the little Santa hats and just used like my white little Jelly Roll pen to add a little bit of, I don't know, texture, just kind of change things up. And then Hunter came over. He just reminds me so much of Charlie now with like the white, like when I look at him, and he just wants to give you guys a big old kiss, but he just kind of sits there. Like, there's not the same like bond and all of that, but I don't know everything that he's been through in his life, but I do know that he feels very comfortable and very loved in our home. So anyways, I don't know, I just really enjoyed it. You can see I made a little boo-boo, like the thing like bled out, but that's okay. So anyways, it was another great day, and I will see you all tomorrow for another day of Vlogmas.